Sikhi is the greatest gift of the Guru, and this gift is the greatest and the most pure thing upon earth. There's no hate in our religion. Just that simple idea, there's no hate. Welcome everybody, feed everybody, somebody's hungry, give them food, look after them, do seva. Without even going into the depths of the philosophy, it's so nice to tell people these things. Dil khush hota hai. No one has anything like Guru Granth Sahib Ji. No one. But no one's got a Granth written by the actual person. We've got the highest aim, deepest aim, the deepest philosophy of Naam, Kirtan, equality, seva, and then Shastra. The idea of going out there and defending, fighting for what is right. That greatness, to be honest, it doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. This gift we've got now of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, of our Guru, Guru Angad Ji Pasha was prepared to be burnt alive than to change it. They were offered, just put a few words in there, praising the Prophet Muhammad, and we'll let you live. Muhammad says, no, Sarda Manu, I won't do that. This Bani that has been kept in this pristine form for us by our Guru, if we don't take the effort to learn Gurumukhi, if we don't take the effort to understand what Bani is saying, then what does that make us? And a Kirtan. Because it's sadhe vaste ek khazana hamare saam ke rakhe hai. I can't stress it enough how each one of us must take steps to learn how to read Guru Granth Sahib Ji and how to understand Guru Granth Sahib Ji. This is our responsibility as a Sikh. The essence of a Sikh is somebody who listens and reads Gurbani. That is it. ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ, ਨਹੀਂ ਸੁਣਦੇ, ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸ ਦੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਹੈਗੇ ਹੋ? Are you a Sikh of Guru Granth Sahib Ji? ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਮੱਥਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਟਿਕਦਾ ਆ ਕਿ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ, tell me a bachan today. Teach me something today that I can apply in my life. ਜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਮੰਗਦੇ ਬਚਨ, whose Sikh are you? You can't just be a Sikh of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. He is in Guru Granth Sahib Ji now. Guru Arjan Dev Ji gave Shahidi. Guru Tegh Bahadurji gave Shahidi. The Char Sahibzade gave Shahidi. Bhai Mani Singh Ji, all the shaheeds, all these people gave Shahidi not to give you a guilt trip. That was not the reason. They gave Shahidi because for them, Sikhi was Sabto Uchi, Sabto Suchi. They couldn't live life without Sikhi. Is that ji tumhare vaste inni pyari Sikhi na? Sikhi. If it's so pyari to them, something must be inside it for me as well. They're just normal people. There must be something in Sikhi that is that beautiful that someone values it that much, they're prepared to die for it. To keep Guru Granth Sahib Ji as it is. People fought and died. Guru Har Rai Sahib Ji, they got rid of their own son for trying to change one word in Gurbani. Just one word in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Mara said, Ram Rai, mere munna lagi dobara. Go away. That's the respect that the Gurus had for Bani, for Sikhi. Ek cheez hai that how do we show our appreciation for our Guru? Amrit is not the end, it's the beginning of this Prendi Kahani. This game of love, it starts from Amrit. If you haven't taken Amrit yet, with the cookie, am I playing the game of love my Guru yet? For me, I was a Munna, I've been there, I was doing Shrab, all the clubbing and everything else. Mainu bhi khyaal aaya, yaar, ek prem kahani kitthon shuru hovegi? How do I start showing to my Guru that I actually want to play seriously with him? I want this pure relationship with him. For me, it started from Amrit. So as you point in, what we can do is we can done Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. So very important topic, appreciating Sikhi. Pehla to, first thing first, there's a lot of things in Sikhi which talk about a Kirtan. So just before we look into Sikhi itself, let's just examine the idea of not appreciating Sikhi, or not appreciating someone, what they've done for us, or what they brought for us. Maharaj talks about something called a Kirtan. A Kirtan is somebody who is unappreciative, ungrateful. And actually, if you look in Bani, lot of, it's like, we did the Hukamnama Katha about the Jira Rabta Vishwasni Katha Naam Nahi Japata. How much Maharaj thinks about that person. Ki bhai Jammeena. They say if somebody doesn't jap Naam, they should themselves have not been born. Bhai Gurdas Ji talks about in a Kirtan, and they say, imagine a woman who was a really terrible woman. No one respected her whatsoever. And she cooked a meal, but she cooked dog meat. Now, koi khanda nahi. This is one thing, apart from the Chinese people. Koi hor khanda hi nahi. Kutte nu koi nahi khanda, hai na? Kutta aapa aise kuttiye wo nu khande nahi aapa, hai? Right? Kutte da maas ਉਹਨੇ ਪਕਾਇਆ. She made dog meat in wine. ਉਹ ਵੀ ਮਾੜਾ ਕੰਮ ਹੈ. In sharab, she made dog meat. ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਢੱਕਿਆ. She put that dog meat in a skull, a container of a skull, and covered it with a blood-covered cloth. ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਸੁੱਚਾ, the worst, the most filthiest thing you could think about. ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਦਾ ਆ. Bhai Gurdas Ji says that a woman is walking, a terrible, no respect to this woman, dog meat in wine, in a skull, covered up with a blood-covered cloth. ਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਦਾ ਆ, why have you covered this terrible dish in this blood-soaked cloth? She goes, I don't want an akirtkan to look upon this food and it kharab ho jaye. ਜਿਹੜੀ ਚੀਜ਼ ਖਾਣ ਜੋਗੀ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ. She goes, even that can be ruined ਕਿ ਜੇ ਕੋਈ akirtkan ਹੋਵੇ. If somebody is an ungrateful person, they look upon this food will go off. So ਇਹ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਔਕਾਦ akirtkan ਦੀ. Bhai Gurdas Ji explained the worst thing you can think about, basically, is an ungrateful person. So ਉੱਥੋਂ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰੀਏ to understand what gratefulness means in Sikhi. ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ we forget we forget the greatness what our Guru. We're going to discuss what our Guru did for us, but let's start with a little bit of like, oh, we don't want to be a kirtan. Yeah, that's like terrible. So I'm going to talk about three things. First, I'm going to start by apologizing for this cough. Whenever the ticket to go to California comes up in my mind, California aana hai, that's it. Itho gala kharab ho janda. Tin cheezan. We're going to talk about the philosophy of Sikhi. What is inside Sikhi philosophy? Why is it so high? Inni mahan kyun hai? Then we talk about the sacrifices of those people that have got Sikhi to us. Sadde lai na, jehna Sikhi bacha ke rakhi, kinni shaheediyan paiyan. We talk about their greatness. Then we finally talk a little bit about just us lot being in Punjabi compared to other people who've somehow had to work so hard for Sikhi. And how much we are so even more ungrateful given that we did nothing for it. So, let's start with the philosophy. It's not a nightclub. We can dim those guys. Don't dim me. Now, by the way, if you have something to add or you have a question, tusi puch sakde ho. Yeah, this is an interactive session. Right. The philosophy. Hon. When you go on the streets of apna Fresno to TK, it's like Punjab, but go to LA or apna San Francisco, and you go around looking like whatever you look, and obviously maybe not wearing kurta pajama, but you might be wearing your, straight out of Punjab t-shirt, and mere kool bhi hai. I got one. So, I saw him earlier. What are people going to assume about us? Obviously, if he wore it, Punjab to aaya. But apart from that, what are people going to know about us? What do they know about us? Terrorists, ISIS, Taliban, what else? Come on, let's assume this person knows a little bit. Maybe they went to high school for a little while. What? He's talking bomb. Okay, that poor basketball player. I said, what was he? Explosive. Right. So what else? Okay, let's say they know about Harjit Singh Sajjan, Defense Minister of Canada. Right, it's a great thing. The biggest, most Sikh cabinet in the world. Not even in India, but in the world is in Canada. Hooray for Canada. Shabash. It's already ready. Khalsa Raj was not going to be Punjab, it's going to be in Canada. So, but what do they know about us? Sikh if they know what a Sikh is, what do they think about Sikhi? Taxi, challa taxi, chalauta. So, टैक्सी चलाते ने, पैसे कमाते ने, लंगर वरताते ने, they know this much, they know a little bit about लंगर, ठीक है ना? और की किस चीज ਵਿੱਚ विश्वास करते हैं? What do they actually believe in? की पता उन्होंने? We're warriors, yeah. जे British है कि ना, they know Sikhs, proud warriors, such brave people, we love them, ठीक है ना? हम देखो, this interesting. Recently in the UK, we did this Langar week thing. We did talk about Langar. They did a couple of videos. Everywhere now, such amazing comments, Sach Khand, in support of Sikhi. Such amazing comments like, oh, Sikhs are great people, loyal, hardworking, all these things. And they still know absolutely zero about Sikh philosophy. And it's not bad. This is what it's called judging a tree by its fruit. Sikha na phali na mithaya. The world praises Sikhi anyway. Kuch kehna nahi penda. A couple of years ago, they did a little bit of a survey in the UK to see what communities give to charity. Who was number one? The Sikh Fauj, the Sikh Panth was number one in the UK for giving money to charity. And this is without us knowing there was a competition going on. We didn't even know they were trying to work out who gives most. We just gave most to charity anyway. So, dekho, before we even go into philosophy, I want you to just appreciate one thing. Ki Sikha is something, I've got kids, yeah? So I have to teach them something about the world and stuff. Socho, as a Sikh parent, I get to tell my kids the most beautiful things. I get to tell them everybody's equal. Don't have vair with anybody. I get to tell them, you know what? Sare, pame aurat hove, banda hove, pame kala ya chinna ya pilla, whatever it is, they're all the same. Everybody's equal. There's no hate in our religion. Just that simple idea, there's no hate. Welcome everybody, feed everybody, somebody's hungry, give them food, look after them, do seva. Without even going into the depths of the philosophy, it's so nice to tell people these things. Dil khush hota hai. And who can we thank that we get to teach our kids these beautiful things? Not ourselves. Because sach janiyo, you know what we're like, Punjabis, eh bhi mada hai, oh bhi mada hai, itthe na jao, utthe na jao. We're quick to criticize everybody, but jada Sikhi sikhande na bachyan nu, and we teach our kids Sikhi, we have to teach them beautiful things. If it was left to us, we teach them all the hate that we have inside ourselves. But Maharaj Di Kirpa, we're going to teach them beautiful things about which anybody in the world will appreciate. That's what I'm talking about. The fruit is so sweet. Before you even know the tree, it's an amazing fruit. And people love the Sikhs for that reason. Because Sikh normally khush honde ne, they share, they're happy, they do business, but maade nahi honde business vich. They don't tend to rip off people so much. Yeah, ajkal, maybe only in India. Yeah, they rip you off there proper. So, Firbi, even the Sikhs are better than the other ones. You know? And in India, Pame, utthe bhi na, all the Bollywood bakwas is going on, even in India, Firbi Sikha na bahut adab satkar hunda hai. They call you Sardar Ji. Yeah? And they respect you and they trust you. You can go into a shop, you haven't got any money, and now in the movies, you might have seen that movie, the turban, what was it, Sirtaj, Satdeep Singh made it, beautiful thing, his friend put a pug on, went to the shop, but it's such a, you can go to places, and if you haven't got the cash, they look at you, and they go, chalo, Sardarji won't cheat me, yes? Sardarji will come back, he will pay off this debt. So there's so much respect for Sikhi, kitthon aaya? Because of what tree Maharaj made. Yeah? Even people who are atheists of mentality, if they come from Sikh families, even they embrace equality. Because bachpan to na, they were going to Langar, and they've been seeing people come in to have Langar, and unhone de vich oh cheez bhar gayi hai, is solid inside them, drid hogi, everybody's equal. Jera ki duniya vich nahi hegi. Outside, not everybody thinks that way, but Maharaj Di Kirpa, bachpan to na sanu is Sikhi mil rahi hai. And you don't even realize it's imbued inside us. We're very open-minded, very equality-loving people. And we used to understand up for what is right. This is the fall of Sikhi. And let's go deeper into the philosophy. You know? So, that they've given us this amazing taram. But let's go further into philosophy. If you are an average person today, average Joe Blogs, right? And you're thinking, in the supermarket or the mall, If in the mall of religion, I want to go find a shop that suits me, right? My favorite shop. What is on offer? What is on offer? Let's name them up there. Islam, Christianity, what else? Judaism is not really available, huh? Bahut mehnat karni pendi hai to become a Jew. You have to 5 years. You got to work hard to prove to them you want to be a Jew. Then they might let you in. Huh? It's not really an offer. Even when I go to schools and do talks, they will still say, I'm only here to tell you about what we believe. We're not trying to get you to join us, nor do we want you to join us. Yeah. That's what they like. So that's not really on offer. But it's there. It's a shop. You know, like exclusive member only club. Oh yeah, okay. But it's there. What else have we got? Catholics? They're part in Christianity. Buddhists? Yeah. What else? Hindus? Okay. Anything else? Scientology and Mormons. We'll make another room like next mall. Let's put them. We'll keep them in the sort of extra, sort of out there religions. Yeah. Hanji. Who? Jainism. That's a nice one. Sorry? Rastafarian? Jedi? What? Pastafarian? Okay. I never heard about. Sorry, what? Pastafarian? They eat pasta? Pastafarian. That's like way out there. Sorry, we don't smoke. But let's go through. Okay, so if you're looking at Christianity, right, you've got different flavors to get in the Christian shop, right? But overall, what are the trends? Jesus is God, right? Jesus is a big trend, yeah. Christianity, well done. It's all about Jesus, basically. Okay, but let's compare. So we're going to have Sikhi in the middle, right? So I'm going to do a little bit of a thing with you. Sikhi is in the middle, and you've got these dharams, right? I'm going to show you, in a way, what links to them, what meets with them, and then also what doesn't meet, what doesn't work. So with Christianity, what's similar with Sikhi? One God. 10% is there, not bad. One other thing that's good in there is the pyar, the love. The Christians, they love Jesus, and we love our Guru. Yeah? We love our Guru. Don't ever think, that Sikhs just listen to their Guru. It's just knowledge. Oh, don't love the Guru. It's just like he's like a teacher. We're just taking his gyan on. No. Sikhi which ek cheez bilkul tusi dar karke rakhiyo. Sikhi is about loving Guru Sahib. It's about pyar with the Guru. Mera man loche gur darsan tai. Bile pakre chatriki nyai. Trikhana utre sant na aave. Bin darsan sant pyare jiyo. Who is our sant pyara? The Guru. The Guru is our beloved, our pyara. What we just said now, that Guru Angad Dev Ji Maharaj, when they hear that Guru Nanak Dev Ji has gone, they've left their sareer, they say, Jise pyare se ne, tis aage mar chaliye. Because main pehle hi mar janda. Why did he die? I should have died first. Inna pyar. So Sikhi is about loving. So Jesus, the love for the Christians they have for Jesus, we have the same love for our Guru. ठीक है ना? ओनु रब मानते ने, असी भी गुरु साहब नु रब ही मानते हैं. Yeah? Don't get confused about this. We say that Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj is the absolute physical manifestation of Waheguru upon earth. Yeah? Don't get confused about that. We confuse God. No. Oh yeah, Guru Sahib can't be God. Think about it. No. Guru Sahib is God. कोई फर्क नहीं. गुर परमेश्वर एको जान. जो तिस भावै सो परवान. Guru Sahib and Waheguru are the exact same thing. कोई फर्क नहीं. सर्व कला समरथ. Full of all powers. ठीक है ना? So सबते उच्चा, सबते सुच्चा. Most pure and the most high is Guru Nanak Dev Ji Maharaj. Sabte vadda Satguru Nanak. Jin kal rakhi meri, the greatest. For us, we don't criticize Christ to them, but Sade Vase Sada Guru Sabto Ucha. Right? Now, okay. What doesn't work then? You've got love, That works. We've got love for Christ. We've got the Christ figure as being Guruji, being the representation of God. But what doesn't work? Pehli gal, the one life theory. Yeah? One life theory. Let's talk about the one life theory because it's common across Christianity, Judaism and Islam. One life. Here's why the one life theory doesn't work for us. Okay? Why are we all different then? Socho jara. If you only have one chance and everybody has to pass the same test, why give people different standing? That's not fair. Why start them off differently? If you've got many, many lives, then your karma have created where you are now. Just you got no previous lives. Then why are we different? Koi choti umar mein mar gaya, koi vaddi aaj ja kisi di. Why the difference? It's not fair. So, that's for us, it makes perfect sense that there is reincarnation because then we get to go through and earn out the effects of what we've earned. First, one side. Other thing is, there's only one life, there's only one judgment day. That's what they believe, one judgment day. Qayamat. You know what Qayamat means? The end of the world and Qayamat, right? Now, we don't have Qayamat because the minute you die, you get judged. Okay? What they have is everybody is waiting for Qayamat. Everybody who's died, they're still waiting for judgment. This is not something they talk about too much because it sounds a bit crazy. But everybody who's dead is still waiting for judgment day when they're going to be risen up in the body and they're going to get judged. Obviously, for us, waiting around potentially for hundreds of millions of years, right? Because we don't know when the world is going to end yet. It sounds like a long time to wait to get judged. But Dharam Raj, for us, judges us straight away. So they're trying to end the world. So now people think, what? In a way, it is true that within those three dharms, Christianity, Judaism and Islam, there's a bit of a desire, let's get judged, let's get in. Right? Because no one's gotten into heaven yet, because the gates haven't opened, because no one's ever been judged, because Qiyamah aini hale. And it's a bit long-winded to understand, but do understand that sometimes when you look at the desire for the world to end, you don't see Sikhs walking around saying the world is going to end. You never saw that, right? In 1999, I remember I was in New York, crazy place to be, over the millennium thing. People walking around with signs, the world is going to end. Just count it down. Why? Because they want the world to end, because what happens next? Judgment Day. And obviously they've got the right theory, so they get in, everybody else goes to hell, bas. So they're waiting to end the world. We don't have that concept, we have this continuous judgment. As soon as you do something, as soon as you die, you get judged, and you get to find out if you're going to come back again. And we have the idea of karma being earned. But the last, most crucial difference is that Sadhe Vaste, we are not exclusive. Exclusive means only those that are in the club of Jesus Christ get to go in. That's the biggest difference, one of the biggest differences in Christianity and us. Christ is the only way to heaven for them. For us, it's not the only way to go to the Guru. Jo jape tiski gata hoy. Whoever chants God's name, they will get saved, they will get that kirpa of chanting God's name. So, asi ohojini hegi. We're not exclusivists. So we don't have to tell people, well, everything's all good, I like you, you're on but, yeah, you're going to go to hell. Push comes to shove, any Christian you have a long debate with, conversation, they tell you, look, I love you, you're friends. Push comes to shove, they have to admit, bhai tusi narki jana hai. Yeah? Maaf karna is true. If they say anything else, then they are making up their own philosophy, because in the Bible, that's what it's saying. Yeah? Now, you may say, well, they don't believe in the Bible. Or be hanging it. There's Christians that don't believe in the Bible as well. Because the Bible is not the authentic representation of what Jesus himself said. Or they send Paul bhi aa gaya, bahut sare log ki aa gaye, they shamil ho gaye hain. And there's a lot of kachi bani in there. But, chalo, leaving that aside. So Christianity is a shock. It has certain philosophies that we don't agree with and certain that we do agree with. Now, Islam. Talking about Islam. What do we agree with? What don't we agree with? What? Compassion? The way of living? Hanji. Good. Islam means to submit. Ki akal purakh ya Allah di raza nu kabul karna. That's Islam. To submit yourself, prostrate yourself to God. Hukam rajai channa. So yes, that's a very big part. To accept God's will. But the hukam is different. For us, the hukam is naam. Ki naam is hukam. Mara says, ki eko naam hukam hai, naan satgur diya bujai jiyo. The naam is the hukam. But for them, but the same concept, submit. Hanji. Okay, they're both monotheistic and they're universal. Everybody's welcome. And they're monotheistic, they believe in one God. For them, they call it Tawheed. Tawheed, the belief in one God. However, there's one big difference between their one God and our one God. Not for us, it's the same God. But for them, God is outside the world. You know when we say, Api ne aap sajiyo, Api ne rachiyo now, Dui kudrat sajiye, kar asan ditho chao. Tusi ithe beh gaye. We say to Vaheguru, you made the world and you sat inside it. You're all inside it. It's every part of that is you. But what they say is, nahi, Rab is itiniya, He's outside this world. So when you ever have a street debate with a Muslim, what they'll say is, God's not here, bro. We've had this, I've got videos, but we can't put them online because they're a bit harsh. But they say straight up that God is not here because God can't be in something dirty. Yeah? They say, how can He be in when you go to the toilet? They make joke of it that way. Huh? So for us, that's all science. It's all science because God is everywhere. Because everything comes down to three things: protons, neutrons, and electrons. Science padhi hai isko this? Good. And what are those made up of? Molecules, yeah? Atoms. All these things, atoms, they're all interchangeable. It's all energy. And where does atoms come from? Space. Yes, they've come from God. But they've come from space. Everything is space dust. It's all space dust, right? So, ki sachcha hai? Tusi hun khande ho, aur nikal ke bahar nikalda hai, fir dobara wo ugda hai. It's all a cycle. So, suchamta, in one way, is sade sharir vaase theek hai, but ultimately there's no suchamta. Everything is Vaheguru. Everything is sustained with these three things. Proton, neutron, electrons. Those things don't get suchi or anything. They're all Vaheguru. So scientifically, we're closer to that idea that Vaheguru is right here, right now. And you can feel Vaheguru right here, right now. So farki hai, itthe hai. If you can feel Him here, then here He is. Now, what don't we agree with? Sorry? Halal? Yeah, okay, halal. So, we don't agree with halal meat whatsoever. Yeah? The idea of letting this animal tar ke marna, no. We don't agree with that. But leaving that aside, let's talk more philosophically. Philosophically, what don't we agree with? Hello? Put your hands up, you got something to say. Shouting at stuff doesn't help no one. So, dalir bano. Hanji. Yeah, the extreme side, right? The idea of killing someone who's not a Muslim. So, obviously, this has been going on since the beginning of Sikhi. Gurus have never agreed with Islamist, now they call this thing Islamist ideology. Hardcore, militant Islam. Obviously, that's completely against Sikhi, right? But there are nice Sikhs, Muslims that don't have that philosophy. Or be taken. But what else on a philosophical thought?
Maybe, do you know that Sikhs, we don't force anybody, like if you're married to another culture or anything, we don't force them, but Muslim, when you married a Muslim, you have to convert him.
Yeah, so there's a lot of concept. The thing about converting people is big. They believe you must convert people. And they actually give you a pyramid scheme. You know what pyramid scheme is? You know, you get one person in, then you get all their income, and then their next person. They actually tell it to you straight. They go, if you convert one person to Islam, especially a woman, why do they target the Sikh women a lot in England? If you convert one woman, all of her children are going to become Muslim, right? So you get the fall of all those children. You don't just get the fall of one person, you get her children and then her children's children and children's children. That means the whole pyramid scheme by converting one person. So on the last day of judgment, when the world ends, then on that day, the person who you converted 1,000 years ago, all the people that came from that person, they all belong to your lekha. So tusi mare kam kari jao, je karne bhi hai ke karne nahi chahiye, but if you do bad things, that will, on your balancing scale, you'll have 1,000 people that you converted to Islam because of that one person, and then there's your mare karam, and you might be outweighed. Yeah? So they actually make it blatant that you should, because on that last day you will get the phal. So it's not nishkam seva, it's purely kamna seva. They want to convert people in order to save themselves as well. So it is a pyramid scheme, and that's why they like to convert people. ठीक है ना? But chalo, if you want to give somebody a carrot, that's a pretty big carrot, right? ठीक है ना? One big thing that we differ with them, okay, is the exclusive thing, like I said before, Christianity. So we don't believe we're the only way. Hanji.
Okay, so what if the mom, she's Muslim, and she goes into Sikhi, and then her kids are all Ungrateful and all that stuff, then what happens?
Oh, that's their philosophy. You got too far into it. What's going to happen? Look, they're not going to get the phal really. That's what they think they're going to get. That's what they think. In reality, they're not going to get that. In reality, karmi apo apni ke nede ke dur. The reality is Sikhi, but that's what they think. Yeah. Reality is you're not going to get all the phal of all the people that convert to Islam because you get judged straight away. You know? So, and karmi apo apni. So there's no worry about that. It's your own actions that create your own karma. So, and nishkam seva is what will count in your favor. Any kamana seva won't count in your favor. Nishkam seva helps you to lose your ego. Right, we're going to go into that in a second. Now, with Islam, it's about Sharia law. It's one thing to remember. It's about following the law. It's not really necessarily about you understanding naam. Utthe naam te jada jo nahi paya jata. We are trying to tell people, you know what, when you come to Sikhi, you must connect to Bhai Guru. You must experience God. Naam bina nahi jeeviya jaye. Hun asi padhe se shabad Bhagat Kabir ji, and he was saying ki manu dar lag raha hai. Yeah? I'm scared because how can I survive without naam? How can I be saved without naam? Yeah? He's worried. He's in the worry, a place of worry, because he thinks, how will I be saved without naam? In Islam, that concept is not there. They say as long as you just follow the rules, tusi pahunch gaye. You know, nowadays, there's some of that in Sikhi as well. People think, chalo bhai, just do your part in the morning, shami part kar lo, bas ho gaya. That's it. अंदरों कुछ नहीं हो रहा, अंदरों बंदा खाली है, अंदरों झूठे पैज बाहर दुनिया अंदर फैल महाराज 8 तीरथ जेना वे उतरे ना ही मैं. Even if you do all the rituals of a religion, doesn't mean you're going to get purified, because सोचे सोचना हो गई जे सोची लखवार. Just by washing you don't get purified. You get purified by तीरथ नाम जाओ, तीरथ नाम है नहीं. Connecting to Vaheguru, that is the way to get purified, not just through rituals. That's why in Asadiwar, Maharaj says, Musliman sifat sariyat, pad karhe bichar, bande se je pave vich bandi, dekhan ko deedar. Maharaj says that the Muslims, they worship the Sharia law, because they believe if you follow this law, you will get through. But in Sikhi, we don't have that concept. You must connect to Vaheguru. Yeah, that's the only way to get through. Okay, moving on. Hinduism, what do they say? What do we have in similar? What do we have as a separate? Reincarnation is similar. But is it the same? Exactly the same reincarnation? Devi Dev today exists as well. Let's talk about reincarnation for a second, because a lot of you will be confused about that. Generally, wherever I go, I get like 10% questions about reincarnation. Okay, just figure out the year, but I'm just going to guess that 10% roughly about reincarnation. Now, in Hinduism, as per the laws of Manu, you don't know who he is, don't worry about it. Old guy, gone now. He said that women, if they are good, they can come back as a man. Yeah? Inni kirpa, both kirpa, right? Then, if a low caste man, if a low caste person, I'll come back. If a low caste person behaves good they get to be reborn as a high caste person. And the only person who gets to get mukti are the top 3 castes, yeah? And everybody else below doesn't get to have mukti. They have to come back in the next life. Especially the untouchables, they have to come back. So in that big kind of pyramid, women at the bottom, okay, and then upon top of that low caste, and then men, high caste men. Does not sound like Sikh reincarnation, yeah? So we are all equal, and the only way to escape reincarnation is Naam. And if you do Naam, you get to come back as another Pandit or something? No. You get mukti straight away. Yeah? So that's the way the Sikhi works. Hanji. You had a hand up for a while. Yeah. So we haven't got a caste system, but that's due to the reincarnation philosophy as well. It was embedded because it is philosophy of reincarnation. Somebody had a point over here? Same thing. Hanji. Buddhists, they have a similar reincarnation as we're all equal. However, they haven't got equality with men and women. Buddha initially didn't want to teach women. Same with Hinduism and with Islam. One thing we differ massively on is women's status. Yeah? With Christianity, Islam, Hinduism and Buddhism, women are not equal. Buddha never wanted to teach women. Women can't be the Pandits in Hinduism, and in Islam they can't be the Qazis and they can't be the preachers at the front. And same with Christianity. Only recently started to bring this in. But one thing with most of all these dharmas is that Sikhi has got this concept that women and men are equal, and they can do the same seva in a Gurdwara. They can do Prachar, they can do Katha, they can do Kirtan, they can do all the things in a Gurdwara that a man can do. Let's talk, okay, with Hinduism, what are the similarities and what are the differences? We've got one about reincarnation. Is your hand up? No, I just ungli dukh rahi hai. Hanji. Sorry? Okay, yeah, so in Hinduism you do kind of have to be born into it, but you can become a Hindu now. But I don't know what to call about them, because according to Hinduism they'd be outside the caste system, because they're not born, because the caste system you can't change it, it's by family, right? So how can you, from outside you must be low caste. But some groups of Hinduism, we can't lie, don't believe in the caste system, Arya Samaji, and they believe anybody can become a Hindu to start following the Vedas and all that kind of stuff. Some other points? Hanji. They believe in more than one God. Yes. They have Devi Devte. We believe in Devi Devte, that they exist. But for us, it's like we believe all you don't exist as well. They exist, we exist, so what? All made by one Vaheguru. Theek hai na? So where we don't get confused is by thinking that, oh, if they're there, we should pray to them. If they're there, doesn't matter, we don't have to pray to them. Pray to their boss. The boss of all of us, the one. Yeah? Gura, ik deh bujai, sabna jiyan ka, ik data. So let me not forget the one who gives to everybody. Hanji.
I think there's still the same.
Yeah, Hindus are, well, not really, to be honest. No, sorry. That didn't work. In fact, Bakri di Bali bahut hondi hai. And if you look in one of the biggest festivals of buffalo slaughter takes place in India. The Nepalis are Hindus from a long time, and they do the Sera and the Bakri di Bali. So that's not really part. That was when that came into Hinduism, vegetarianism, was when Buddhism became very strong. To counter Buddhism, they made themselves vegetarian as well. But if you look in the back, when they used to do all the yaj and the pujas, they used to sacrifice a lot of animals in them. Yeah, no. That again, Gaumata was one more thing that was because of Buddhism. Anyway, moving on. Hanuman. Okay, we're just going back on the whole gods thing. They exist, but we don't worship them. Guru Gobind Singh talks about Hanuman. They talk about Ramji, talk about Krishna Bhagavan, but they don't say worship them. At the end of Ram Avatar, Maharaj says Ram, Rahim, Puran, Quran, Anek kahe, mat ek na mani. I don't accept them. They might say a lot, Manu Parwani, I believe in the one. So, one thing that no one's really touched upon so far is Guru Granth Sahib Ji. How could you forget your Guru? In amongst all these dharams, the one thing that shines out like a beacon is Guru Granth Sahib Ji. No one has anything like Guru Granth Sahib Ji. No one. When you talk about Guru Granth Sahib Ji at interfaith conferences, when I talk about Guru Granth Sahib Ji, everybody is a bit jealous. Maaf karna, they all know there's nothing like Guru Granth Sahib Ji upon earth. Yeah? Maharaj is just beyond amazing. No one has a Granth written by their actual prophet. Guru Sahib is not just a prophet, way beyond that. But no one's got a Granth written by the actual person. Buddha, he never wrote the sutras. They were written by people that listened to him and talked to him. And then they weren't like checked by him. Ki, haan, main gal kahi siki. And dekho, I'll tell you a little proof here. If today, one of you lot took this video of me and typed out everything I said, even then you'd make mistakes. Even then I have to come over and say, I didn't say that, that's not what I meant, and correct it. I get this now, people are sitting there listening to videos and typing out like Hindi, Parchar hoya sika, what did he say in Hindi? They say, I speak Hindi, Paji, no problem. Then I have to go and correct it. That's not what I said. Now imagine that problem, but multiplied by you never got the video to even hear the conversation. You have to write down what you heard now of what I said. How many mistakes must you make about the whole thing? And Buddha, Odi gal nahi likhi gayi. Jesus never wrote his own stuff. He never checked it. Buddha never wrote his stuff and checked it. Prophet Muhammad never checked what people wrote. Jesus was not around to check what was put in the Bible. But Guru Maharaj was there to check what Bhai Gurdas Ji wrote down. They checked it and they wrote one magical word. What was it? Hey? Shuddha. Akho Vaheguru. Learn this word today and never forget it from your vocabulary. Shuddha. Taksali saying Sud. Why are you saying Shuddha? It's Sud. Anyway, the word Sud or Shuddha, it means pure. And in Guru Granth Sahib Ji, it occurs periodically. Just comes up, you'll be reading a part and just be two lines here, in the middle, one word, Shuddha. At the end of Asadiwar it comes up. Yeah? Maybe tomorrow, maybe this week we're doing Asadiwar. Listen out, at the end, it will say Shuddha. What that means is Guru Arjan Dev Ji read out the Bani. You know how Guru Granth Sahib Ji was composed? Guru Arjan Dev Ji read out the Bani, and then Bhai Gurdas Ji is writing it down there and then, first hand. Right? Bhai Gurdas Ji finishes, Guru Arjan Dev Ji walks over to see what Bhai Gurdas Ji is written. They check it, laga matra theek ne, everything's right. Then when it's checked, they write Shuddha. This process does not exist in any other dharmic granth upon the earth. No one ever checked it. Just that one word is way beyond anything else. Then no other granth has got writings of people from different backgrounds. We're the only open-minded granth in the world. Yeah? Accepts other people. We're the only Granth which is in Kirtan. There's no other Granth in Kirtan. In Rag, divided by music, something that obviously you're not going to get in Islam ever, because they don't like music in that sense, the Sunni tradition. Yeah, Shias, they're cool with it, right? All the Shias that we've seen, the Sufis, they do Qawli, but mostly it's not in. So Guru Granth Sahib Ji is unique for many reasons. Yeah. For me, if we look at Sikhi, you look at equality between men and women, you look at the idea of seva, you look at the idea of reincarnation making sense from an equality point of view, you look at one more thing which you haven't talked about yet, is the spirituality of Sikhi. Naam di gal. I'll give you just a simple logic here. Sikhi's aim is what? What's the aim of a Sikh? What's the ultimate aim? To meet Vaheguru is like, okay, mil gaye, or agge? Milap, to merge with Vaheguru, right? Now let's just think about this for a second without you getting into too much depth. If your aim is to become one with God, isn't that the greatest aim? Because God's the greatest. Without any doubt, every religion said that's the greatest, God is the greatest. So to become one with God, that must be the greatest aim. But this aim does not exist in other religions. Buddha is not trying to make you one with God, because they don't believe in God. Your mind, your consciousness, and the world. The world is illusion, your consciousness is real, that's it, there's no God. Hindus aren't trying to make you become one with God, because it depends where you are in that caste system. Christians are not trying to make you one with God. There are Muslims, they'll say that's blasphemy. A lot of Muslims, they killed a guy called Mansoor, who said, I am one with God, Onu Marta. How dare you say that? We've got the highest aim. Just because it is, the most thing you could do is become one with the greatest thing there is. So the highest aim, the most deep philosophy of Homme and Naam, the idea of breaking down your ego, becoming one with Vaheguru. We'll talk about that more this week. I don't want to go into too much depth now. Deepest aim, the deepest philosophy of Naam, Kirtan, equality, Seva, and then Shastra. The idea of going out there and defending, fighting for what is right. That greatness, to be honest, it doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. Hai nahi. Satgur Jevar Data ko nahi. Sab sunyo lok sab aaya. In Asa Diwar Maharaj says, just listen everybody. There's no one as great a giver as the Guru. What did he give us? Is there any land that is got Guru Sahib ne Kirtan deta e thoda hai? Right? So what did he give us? Everything. Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Sikhi. Sikhi is the greatest gift of the Guru, and this gift is so amazing that there's only I can't even say how amazing it is. But sab to ucha, sab to sucha. Sikhi sab to uchi, sab to suchi. It is the greatest and the most pure thing upon earth. And the other people in this world, when they look at Sikhina, if they're in a religion, or jaldini. Yeah? If they're not in a religion, or wah kardini. Even in our channel, when you look at the conversations about the atheists will regularly come up and say, yeah man, Sikhi, I'm not unreligious, but if I was to become a religious person, I'd become a Sikh. Atheist ek gal kehda hai on our channel. Yeah? Ek gal sachi hai. People would believe, if they were to believe in God, they'd follow Sikhi. Sikhi nahi suchi hai. Right? So, let's start, just the philosophy-wise, Sikhi is the greatest. Right? Now let's look at what people did to give Sikhi to us. Never in the history of a religion, okay, did any guru or any head of a religion give their shahidi for some other religion. Guru Tegh Bahadurji Ji Maharaj, this is Pola Mahina, this is the time that Guru Tegh Bahadurji Ji Maharaj in this Thand was in Delhi. And in Delhi, they were saying, Karamat karke dikhao. Show us your power, we might let you live. Maharaj says, to see a hor dekhna? Have you not seen the Shahidi of Bhai Jagraj Singh Ji? Have you not seen the Shahidi of Bhai Mati Das Ji, who was sawn in half? Bhai Sati Das Ji, who was burned in a cotton wool? Bhai Jagraj Ji was burned alive, all jumping now, not crying out in pain. Is that not enough of a miracle for you? You need more miracles? Sikhi no dikhana vaste. Not for people like us to feel guilt-tripped. But those people that were Sikhs, that followed Sikhi, unhone eho je shahidiyan paiyan, that even a Christian in the 1920s, when he saw the Sikhs that were giving shahidi to free Nankana Sahib Gurdwara, he goes, every day I saw 100 Christs being martyred. Ek Christ ki shahadat na, puri Christianity khadi hai. The whole of Christianity is standing on top of one Christ giving in shahidi. A Christian is saying, I saw 100 Christs being martyred every day. That was only 1920s. Look at Guru Tegh Bahadurji Ji, the sheaths around them. Look at Guru Arjan Dev Ji Pasha. Not even prepared to give out one akkar. Not even prepared to change one akkar and put one more line praising Prophet Muhammad or Quran in there. He said, nahin. Sikhi, Guru Granth Sahib Ji cannot be altered. This gift we've got now of Guru Granth Sahib Ji, of our Guru, Guru Arjan Dev Ji Pasha was prepared to be burnt alive than to change it. They were offered, just put a few words in there, praising the Prophet Muhammad, and we'll let you live. Maharaj says, no, Sarda Manu, I won't do that. Hun appa Guru Granth Sahib na padhiye, fir ki hovega? Talking about a Kirtan, the ungrateful. This Bani that is being kept in this pristine form for us by our Guru, je appa na padhiye, if we don't do yata na kariye, Gursikhi appa Gurmukhi padhiye. If we don't take the effort to learn Gurmukhi, if we don't take the effort to understand what Bani is saying, then what does that make us? And a Kirtan. Because it's sadhe vaste khazana mare saam ke rakhe hai. Yeah? I can't stress it enough how each one of us must take steps to learn how to read Guru Granth Sahib Ji and how to understand Guru Granth Sahib Ji. This is our responsibility as a Sikh. Islam is Muslim to pucho, what is your dharam built upon? They will say, what? Ask them, what's your religion based upon? What will they say? The Quran. And they all learn how to read it and they memorize it. If you ask a Sikh, what is Sikhi built upon? They will start talking about other things. Very rarely will we get to the main tat. Our current Guru, Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Gurbani. Maharaj says in Bani, Ayo sunan padan ko Bani. Sikh puche na, why am I here? What's life about? Maharaj says, Ayo, aage na, Ayo sunan padan ko Bani. You've come to listen and read Gurbani. The essence of a Sikh is somebody who listens and reads Gurbani. That is it. ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੁਣਦੇ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸ ਦੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਹੈਗੇ ਹੋ? Are you a Sikh of Guru Granth Sahib Ji? ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਮੱਥਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਟਿਕਦਾ ਆ ਕਿ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ tell me a bachan today, teach me something today that I can apply in my life. ਜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਮੰਗਦੇ ਬਚਨ, whose Sikh are you? You can't just be a Sikh of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. He's in Guru Granth Sahib Ji now. Can't pick and choose. His bachan is कि मेरा रूप ग्रंथ जी जान. My roop is Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. So, Guru Arjan Dev Ji gave Shahidi. Guru Tegh Bahadurji gave Shahidi. The Char Sahibzade gave Shahidi. Bhai Mani Singh Ji. All the Shaheeds. Bhai Mani Singh Ji's brother. Bhai Dayala Ji. All these people gave Shahidi not to give you a guilt trip. That was not the reason. They gave Shahidi because for them, Sikhi was Sab to Uchi, Sab to Suchi. They couldn't live life without Sikhi. Yeah? What for me, I don't take guilt trips from other Shaheed against Shaheed. What I think about is that unade vaste inni pyari Sikhi na Sikhi. If it's so pyari to them, something must be inside it for me as well. They're just normal people. There must be something in Sikhi that is that beautiful that someone values it that much, they're prepared to die for it. I know you might have heard this before, but Bhai Mani Singh Ji, when they were being chopped, band katai, Jalad pushta unanu. The Jalad, he said to him, the executioner, who's chopped him into pieces, he says, why don't you just become a Muslim, man? You believe one God, we believe one God. Ki fark hai? Just live your life. Bhai Mani Singh Ji he says, and Sanjay Nair Singh Jan katha of this, he says, Har hiriyan di kothdi, tan gandagi da khan, je tan ditya har mile, to bhi sasta jaan. He goes, Vaheguru, Har hiriyan di kothdi. He's a house full of hire, of jewels. He goes, Tan, my body, gandagi da khan. It's full of gandagi. It's a storehouse of gand. Mitti hai sirf. Je tan ditya har mile. If I give up my body and I get Vaheguru, to bhi sasta jaan. That's a great deal. It's a bargain. One thing about Punjabis, we love bargains. And Bhai Mani Singh is saying, मेरे तो बहुत सस्ता मिल रहा है Vaheguru. सस्ता. तुसी काट रहे हो, तुसी कह रहे हो बड़ा औखा है, सिक्खी बड़ी औखी है. He goes, I'm getting it cheap. तुसी मैंने मारोगे, मैंने सिक्खी मिलेगी. I will get Vaheguru. It's cheap. So, Sikha ne bahut kuch kita, bahut yatn kite to keep Sikhi alive, to keep Sikhi pure, to keep Guru Granth Sahib Ji as it is. People fought and died. Guru Har Rai Sahib Ji, they got rid of their own son for trying to change one word in Gurbani. Just imagine that a father saying to his eldest son, Dafa ho ja, I don't want to see you again. Not because of anything he did that was personal, because he tried to change one word, just one word in Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Tried to change the word Musliman to Beiman. Mara says, Ram Rai, mere munna lagi dobara. Go away. That's the respect that the Gurus had for Bani, for Sikhi. What we have now, this our Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj and all the Bani, People gave so much shahidiyan to keep this as it is, to keep Sikhi as it is. So apa utte bhi akirtan na hoyi. Let us not become ungrateful and not look into Sikhi for that. Paul ke dekhiye ki hai ede vich. What is inside this thing? You know, I give you a simple example. Mere man vich aaya. Imagine you are watching, you know, like in the cliffs of Dover when they attacked. Sorry, not Dover. When the Allies landed on the beach of Normandy and they're storming up and the Germans are sitting there with machine guns shooting them down, right? If you're watching this from this side, you'll be thinking, "Utthe kuch hai." You want utthe kuch hoda hai. When they are looking, there must be something there. Nahi? Hon Sikhs nu dekho. The same thing in our old itihas, all the people are dying to keep Sikhi alive. Isn't there something inside Sikhi then? Kuch na kuch to hovega na utte. That makes them be energized and say, "Nah, I'm prepared to die. Main sir jave ta jave, mera Sikhi se tak na jave." Must be something there. Now, one more thing, right? Talking about appreciation. Let's appreciate the fact that we got something for free. Huh? Apart from very few people in this room, most of us, sanu kare Sikhi milegi. We got it for free. How many of you guys had to go through kast and go and find Sikhi? You just scratching his head. We got it for free. Kare milegi sanu. We were taken to Gurdwara when we were little, and mummy ne sir phad ke matha mara. Bow down. There's your guru. Okay. What did we do to find Sikhi? Bang! Every time. No, bang! Our head was put down. Matha take. Sit down there. Bol Bhai Gurdas Ji ka Khalsa. To say the Panj Pyare say to us, Bol Bhai Gurdas Ji ka Khalsa. We've been having it since we were little. Prashad Shago, Baitho Langar, Enj Baitna Ya, Pair Nahi Karne Hote. All the little things that people have from outside to come into Sikhi, they have to work so hard to just to understand, what am I doing? What is this religion all about? We're getting it for free. I want to go through a few little stories now, because the wife said you should talk about a few stories for people, how much they have to work to get Sikhi. So suddenly freely milgina, appreciate what we got for free. I know some of you have done a lot of steps, like you kept your gaze, you fought against your family and blah blah blah, etc. Appreciate one thing, that is the keeping of your gaze you have to work hard for, but to get Sikhi itself, free. Most of us got it absolutely free. God given it to us on a plate. They will take you, when you get something for free, sometimes you are not so appreciative. It happens. Underneath the diva, there's darkness. We forget how important it is. How uchi and how suchi is. We forget because we got it mufti milgi. We never have to work hard. If you there was one Penji we know, yeah, Samratari now. How did she look? You guys got it for free. People had to work hard to find out what Sikhi was. How they found it? Just by Maharaj di Kirpa. Yeah? There's one girl in Russia. She starts listening to Bhangra music. She sees somebody doing Bhangra music, must be one of the or whatever, yeah? She listened to it, she goes, "This is funny music, this is nice. Nice little beat." I started listening to it. Then from there, she found the Immortal Production people in it, and people like that. She started getting into the Khalistan movement. So from being a girl who likes Bhangra to being a girl who become a Khalistani, she then got into Sikhi. Then she took Amrit, and she's a Kargu now. Yeah, like she's proper on the AK-47 wale type singing. Yeah, imagine how much work a Russian girl had to do in Moscow to find Sikhi, to work out what is Guru Granth Sahib Ji, what should I do in a Gurdwara, how should I even approach somebody, what should you say to say hello to a Sikh, what is Prashad. Little things that we got given free, how much they had to work. There in England, there's a thing called Cloud Singh. He picked his own name, because I like clouds. Meg Singh, yeah? Meg Singh. Meg Singh, Cloud Singh, You know how he found Sikhi? He liked knives. He was a hell's angel. He liked knives. He liked to ride motorcycles without helmets. ਤੇ ਕੀ ਹੋਇਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਯੂਕੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਹੈਲਮਟ ਪਾਉਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਲੋੜ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਾਲ ਕਿਰਪਾਨ ਚੁੱਕ ਸਕਦੇ ਨੇ. He goes, wow, these lot, they can no helmets and they can carry a knife. Where do I sign up? Turn up to his local Gurdwara and he goes, what's Sikhi about? They go, well, you know, Sikhi, one God, be good, share Langar, pray. He goes, this sounds really good. I thought, you know, some crazy stuff. This is pretty good. So he tested the Sikhs for 1 year. He watched them for 1 year to see if they do what they say they do. Then he started to follow Sikhi. Got a kirpan, got a pug, no more helmet, rides on a motorcycle. But now he left his tobacco, left all the things he was doing before, started reading Guru Granth Sahib Ji in English, and now he's Amritari. And he started to do talks for the local schools. Now he does that for schools. He takes them around the Gurdwara and tells them about Sikhi. Yeah? People have to work hard for Sikhi. Yeah? Firstly, we look at the philosophy. It's so amazing. Then we look at what the Guru Sahibs did and what the shaheeds did for Sikhi. It's like, wow, there must be something there. But the last thing is, look at the people that have worked so hard, left their culture, left their background. To see now, if you keep your case and start taking Amrit and following Sikhi, 90% of your friends will understand that. They'll say, oh, Punjabi Sikh ne, theek hai. You imagine being some white kid somewhere, finding about Sikhi. I got a message from a 14-year-old kid, I want to be a Singh. Some Gora American in the middle of like some Texas somewhere, I want to be a Singh. Who's going to give him Sangat Bichara? As a 14-year-old kid, he wants to be a Singh. How hard will it be for that kid to explain to his friends he wants to be a turban guy if religion comes from Punjab? You from the Punjab? You get one of them t-shirts. Oh, straight out of Punjab. My name is Jeff. I'm from Texas. Bichara, how hard will that kid find it? Hey, listen, what's your Punjabi? Yeah. Everybody's like, you ain't Punjabi, bro. How hard is it? They don't, you know, they're not either of us. We treat them so badly. You're not real Sikhs, you're just like white people pretending to be Sikhs. And then, on top of that, if they say a few words, you go, wow, we build them up as well. Not only do we treat them badly, but then when they say a couple of words in Punjabi, whatever, we think, oh, they must be like Mahapurukhs, man. We pump them full of ego. Yeah? Ego is zahar. Ego is zahar. लोकन की चतुराई उपमा ते बैसंतर जार कोई भला कहो पावे बुरा कहो हम तन दियो है टार. We're not supposed to give people praise. We praise them so much, we build them up, they think they must be God's gift to Sikhi, but they're just normal people. Right? We don't know how to treat these newcomers to Sikhi. And then look at what they've done to get where they are. And appai the aram na baith kiya, so I Sikhi theek hai. To appreciate Sikhi, I don't think that I appreciate Sikhi. Yeah? You know, like Bhai Gurdas Ji has one var, he finished off this var, and he goes, Mere hai avgun, tu gun sagar. He goes, I'm just full of faults. Tu gun sagar, you're the ocean of goodness, and jatara satan orte hari. I'm going to hell, but tu manu bacha le. That's what a Sikh is saying to Guru. Asal vichna, we all are kirtan. I'm ungrateful for what I've been given. But ek cheez hai that how do we show our appreciation for our Guru? I'll finish off with this. Socho jara. If somebody does something, if your mother does something nice for you, yeah, you know what to do for her, innit? You know, ya fir on chocolate pasand hai, ya full, ya she's on a diet, she don't want chocolate, so you think, maybe you come home, you clean the whole house, do the pande, TV on kar do, movie book kar do, mama, I've got a movie, you baitho, pair massage kar do. You know what you can do to make your mother happy, right? Pata hai na? But have you ever asked yourself, ki inni uchi suchi sikhi diti sanu? this ultimate truth in Kaljug, so clear, so straightforward, we just naam bula lo. Given the ultimate examples of their lives, all 10 of them, Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, what they gave up to keep Sikhi alive, we could never give up. They gave up their father, their mother and their 4 children. We'll never be able to do up that qarza. That will never, that's something we can never ever fulfill. What Maharaj did for us. Then agge bhi dekho shaheedan ne jo paya. And then on top of that, look at what other people are doing for Sikhi. How can we show our appreciation for our Guru? Socho. What does our Guru want from us? For us to be able to show them, Maharaj, I do appreciate what you've given to me. Socho. What can we do that our Guru wants us to do? Mere man mein ek hi khayal aana hai. Maharaj says, Gursikh meet, chalo gur chale. Jo gur kahe, so hi pal mano, har katha nirali. They say, oh my friends, ek kaam karo. You want to make Guru Sahib happy? Then start to follow. Start to listen and do what he's telling you to do. And if I can just bring it to something very practical, very simple, start to read Gurbani. Gurmukhi na aave na, start to read the English translations. Apna ithe Calgary de hege? Anybody from Calgary? Bas ek do aage ne. Gurinder Singh, he's a Pradhan of the not anymore, but he was a Pradhan of the Gurdwara. His videos on our channel just recently put it up. He got into Sikhi as a weed smoking, gangster kind of dude. How did he get into Sikhi? Just started reading Guru Granth Sahib Ji in English. By the time he finished Guru Granth Sahib Ji in English, he got into Sikhi, kept his case, left everything. So, inni bentiya, in the end I only have one benti. Okay, most of you are already into Sikhi, so you probably this bentis, you're going to be like, yeah, I heard this benti, I'm doing it already, bro. But those that are not, start to read Gurbani. This is the biggest thing you can do for Guru Sahib to show that you appreciate Sikhi. And je tusi already Amritari hege ho, read one more Bani a day. Add to your Nityanem. Don't think you can stop to them, oh, pahunch gaye. No way, man. Nahi pahunche. Yeah. Amrit is not the end, it's the beginning of this Pendi Kahani. This game of love, it starts from Amrit. If you haven't taken Amrit yet, but they could be about playing the game of love, my Guru yet. For me, I was a Munna. I've been there. I was doing shrab, all the clubbing and everything else. Mainu bhi khyaal aaya. Yaar, ek prem kahani kitthon shuru hovegi? How do I start showing to my Guru that I actually want to play seriously with him? I want this pyar relationship with him. For me, it started from Amrit. So as he pahunche nahi, what we can do is we can add to our Nityanem. Ekol Bani, Kant karni, Shabad Kant karne. That's for the people that are. Those that are not, if you're new, start to read Bani. Yeah. So I'll finish off there. We got some time for Q&A, have we? No?
In Islam and Muslim, what's their reward after the Judgment Day and all that? Their reward is not similar to Sikhi reward, right? That's another thing that I just wanted to point out.
Right. Okay, so in Islam it's slightly different. Christianity I'm not so sure about. Same with Judaism I don't know. But I know with Islam, they believe in this paradise. And in paradise, there's rivers of wine and milk and honey. So that's a bit... Now, also, for the men, they get a lot of women. 72 women. Virgins. Yeah. They're going to be...
Hey guys.
But let's be clear about this, okay?
We're trying to have a serious talk here.
Okay. But the women, they don't get that. Sorry. You just get the same banda that you had before. Not even a better version. Now, when it comes to us, let's clarify what Sikhi Sach Khand is. What is a Sikhi heaven? Interestingly enough, and I've met many Sikhs who even do their part every day, when I ask this question, they go, I don't know. What is our version of heaven? Now, interestingly enough, we ask this same question from our Guru twice a day. Then we say, 2 बारी हर रोज Sikh Guru Sahib puchda hai कि सचखंड किंजदा है ते गुरु साहब जवाब भी देंगे हैं सो दर तेरा केहा सो कर केहा जिते बह सरब संभाले. What is your house like? What is your place like? What is it like that you sit there and take care of everybody? And what comes up as the answer? The description of Sach Khand is given, yeah? What happens there? There's people that don't know vajan wale hege, there's people that are doing vajje, there's people that are gaan wale, everybody is singing, everybody is doing kirtan. For us, Sach Khand is a kirtan darbar. In heaven, there's kirtan going on all the time. People doing kirtan, people singing kirtan, everybody is joining in on kirtan. So, the answer to Bhai Harpreet's question is really this. Je thanu ithe kirtan darbar nahi pasand, te uthe ki karoge? Socho jara, if you are interested in kirtan here, you'll be bored there as well. They'll send you somewhere else. Pay hotter. No, you don't want to go there. So, je apa ode layak hona hai na, you better start enjoying kirtan here. We won't get there because it's not suitable for us. We haven't got ourselves tuned in to that place. So here on earth, we tune in to heaven in the Kirtan Darbar. So Sach Khand is basically the Guru's Darbar. Same place. Hanji.
So my question is, does Sikhi ultimately believe in heaven and hell? The reason I use the word ultimately is we said that it's not separate. And yet when we talk about it, we say Nakam Jana and Swagam Jana. But then we also say Ek in the beginning of Ek God.
Okay, good. Alright. Now we've come from Ik, yeah? And we're going to go back to Ik. So ultimately, when the whole world ends, there's only Ik. Sab kuch gaya. And even heaven, Khali, it's only Vaheguru. Yeah? Sab Gobind hai, Sab Gobind, Gobind nahi koi. So ultimately, it's only Ik. But also, whilst the game is going on, there's many things in between. So the game is going on, we're in the game. We can't say, well, in the beginning there was no game. Well, no, it's too late now, mate, you're in the game. Yeah? So in this game, there is a heaven and there is a hell. In the game, the heaven is what we just talked about. Sach Khand vich kirtan ho raha hai, utthe loki kirtan ga rahe ne, vaja rahe ne. If you get to go there, you'll be singing Maha Anand Singh Kirtan as well. But at the same time, itthe ki hai, we've also got hell, the other option, going down. But hell is not permanent either. It's temporary, you go there for a while, you get back out, and you get to try again. Yeah, it's not like permanent, you stay there forever. That would be a bit rude, isn't it? Ek ho try kar do. Jive maaf kar di hai, usi tarike Vaheguru maaf kar da. Right? Now, on top of that, you've also got in-betweeners. In-between is reincarnation, for example. When we come back in, that's us. We didn't go to hell, we didn't go to heaven, we're in between, we're trying again. So there's different levels of reincarnation. Human being the highest, and then below that, different animals and then plants. So these 4 levels exist where we are right now. Now where are we? We're in-betweeners, but at the highest level of in-between, as a human. Here's our chance to jump into heaven. So take it. Don't waste it, take it, jump.
Then you also said that Sikhi gives the biggest reward, which is becoming one with God.
Right, exactly.
So if you're in Sach Khand, are you at that point one with God, or are you saying there's another step as to where then you become?
Right, so in Sach Khand, as per my understanding from based upon talking to Mahapurukhs and also Bani, is that there's different levels in Sach Khand as well. It's not just one level. Hun kai loki utthe bahut nede ne, kai loki hale peri paya vich, it just got in, right? So even there's Mahapurukhs, the Gurus are there, okay? Obviously the Gurus are one. There is Mahapurukhs, but there's also people like Jesus and other people that are there as well. And like for example, Baba Harnam Singh got visited by Jesus and Prophet Muhammad. They came back and visited him. So they're there, but they're different levels. For us, the highest is Sabte Vada Satguru Nanak Jinkal Rakhi Mai. The highest is Guru. But when we enter, we only we're like that. When we get there, but at least we got there, that's enough. So there is different levels in Sach Khand. So people are, because Vaheguru is beyond. The point to know here is Vaheguru is beyond.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Please donate and help spread Guruji's message. Link is in the description below. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.